In the United States military, honor, commitment, and a team are constantly expressed themes. However, if you're black, these same principles don't apply for black veterans. These are their stories.
During my 23 plus years in the military, yes, I experienced some racial discrimination. Um, Several occasions. Goes back to from 1983 to 85. I think that was probably my worst part. Um, One of the things I will say, I was taught at a young age that from my parents that it doesn't matter whether you're black, white, brown, indifferent. Just treat everybody the same. So I was raised that way. I spent a lot of my years trying to do that. But during my military experiences, backing up, growing up in school, it wasn't hard. I was in a community where people of my color, we all saw each other as the same. But when I joined the military, it diversified me. Growing up, I was taught by my grandfather on several occasions. He took me to different places where he would attend meetings. He was part of the Black Caucus back in the early 80s, 90s. He taught me about it as well, to treat everybody the same, no matter what. But again, during my military time, it came apart. You meet people, you see people. One thing about it, people talk one way, but they did things differently. So back in those days, it was a little rough. I did learn, however, that in order to be part of the change in the military, you had to make rank. So during my tenure, I started out, I was from Detroit. No one could tell me anything. So I not only experienced racial discrimination, I saw it firsthand from Fort Hood, which was my first duty station. I was here in 1983 as a black man. Yes, there were a lot of black young military people here, but we were treated differently. All the way up into Korea in 1999, which really broke my heart. As to when I was coming out of Korea, there were different awards given to different people, and they can say it wasn't because of ethnicity, but it was. One guy received a meritorious service medal, and everything that I had done in Korea doubled what he did, and that was not allowed for me to have one. I went to the commanders and I talked to them about it. They perfectly didn't come out and say it, but that's what it boiled down to. I was stationed in, not Korea at that time, I was stationed in Fort Riley, Kansas, where we went off to 1991, where I went off to war, Desert Storm, and I experienced racial discrimination there as well. From the time that I arrived in Desert Storm to almost the time that I left. Again, people were telling me, Sergeant Maxie, if you want to make a change, make rank. That's one of the things I learned about the military. You can make the change, you can be the change, you can stand out further than anyone else can by setting the example. The more rank you make, the better you become. The reason I say that is because even though the military has standards, all you have to do is follow those standards, treat everybody equally. As a sergeant, as a staff sergeant, and as a sergeant first class, I was able to make those changes within my sections. Not only in my sections, but show other people from other ethnicities that because of the way I was raised, because of what I was taught, my beliefs, that there is a outstanding way to do things. People don't see it that way all the time. If you look at it now, you look at society now, it's totally disarrayed. We're dealing with violence. I'm not trying to go there. I'm trying to stay on the military. But anyway, it's out there. And it's out there, and it's bad. But again, back to the military. I don't want want to use any names, but there was a sergeant first class in my unit, and I was in E5, who came to the point where he wanted to fight me, or he wanted me to fight him. He wanted me to hit him by getting all up in my face. I hadn't done anything wrong, but it was just what he wanted to do, how he wanted to lead his people. He wanted to take me down because I had more backbone than he had with his people. But to God be the glory. To this day, right now, I am still standing. I was able to make a change in the military, so I believe, during my tenure, again of 23 years, to the people who worked for me, the things that I saw, I made sure that they didn't travel further. I made sure that I was a leader that people respected, not only respected, but understood where we were coming from. And I say we because it takes a team, just like they say in the world, it takes a community to raise a family, but it takes a team in the military to go further. And I just thought I did my best in the military to make a way out of no way. For people who are out there, for people who are in the military, do your best. Always make a change. Always try to strive to be the best you can be, so other people can't say anything about you. When you leave, when you travel, wherever you go, make the military stand out. Put it on your shoulders and continue to do what is right. Don't follow the forbidden path, follow the correct path.